What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down in the description. I know the market is closed today, but you can do yourself a favor. Click my referral link, sign up for a Webull account, and get ahead of the game. They'll give you free stocks. You can start trading. You can start making money. Just last week, I made a little bit over $3,000 in my trades, and honestly, I don't think the market is stable, but I'm looking to take advantage of ways to make money every day in the market. So, with that said, so many people have talked about the financial aspect, the economic aspect, and in a way, the company aspect of EA. A lot of rumors about EA being bought, assets of EA being up for sale. And I thought when doing this video, there was so many images that I could use. But I settled on this. Next Gen Madden Field Game Day, featuring next-gen player movement fueled by real-world next-gen stats and authentic new environments inside stadiums. The most realistic NFL simulation ever drops December 4th, 2020. And I chose to use this because I think if we go back and look, we now know that the promise here was not kept. In fact, you can make a very compelling case that current-gen and next-gen Madden are very, very similar. Now, the betas, and I spoke about them over the weekend, may be limited to next gen, but the actual gameplay itself is so much still animation dependent. And we now know when they talked about next gen player movement fueled by a real world next gen stats, what they meant was animation adjustments in the game fueled by real-world stats that help drive X factors and superstar abilities to make players have the ability to be more unique and independent, but not a deep enough animation library and an intelligent enough AI in code for that to even matter. EA continues to produce some of the most underwhelming games on the market. It's really not debatable. You can love these games, right? Everyone has a least favorite food that is someone else's favorite food. Everyone has a favorite food that someone else hates. So it's okay if Madden is your favorite game. The NFL may be your favorite sport. You may be willing to look past all the game shortcomings because you want to be friends with Clint Oldenburg and he used to be an NFL practice lineman. There's so many reasons that Madden can be someone's favorite game outside of the quality of the game on the download or in the box. So when we talk about exploring EA being up for sale, to me, we're in a position where the assets EA has, the license and agreements they've forged over the years, are just as intrinsically valuable as the company itself. When you go and you look outside of the space like Motorsports Games, that's currently in a very similar position in that they've put out a very poor product, they have questionable management practices, and their company is simply not making money, they have the NASCAR exclusive license. That holds value, that protects and shields the company itself, the same way EA does. Now, EA is not in a position to be failing at the same level because they're a multifaceted gaming company. So they can make a terrible football game, but still have other games that do relatively well and support themselves. If EA Sports was simply Madden Football Gaming Company, they probably would have been out of business a long time ago, because we've seen they cannot sustain their product without giving it away for free, without promoting it heavily through other areas like entertainment, music. They have to depend on the NFL in showing value to their sponsors through the game. That's why you see the official pizza, the official truck, the official XYZ of the NFL put into the game. So the NFL can go back to those partners and say, not only are you getting a partnership with our product, which is world class, is one of the best sports in the world, is one of the most watched sports, and does have city per city, state per state, some of the most beloved fan bases, loyal fan bases of any sport. That's why you have leverage when it comes to the NFL license. But make no mistake, EA Sports' value as a company is not defined by the product that they make, and I think it shows especially true with Madden. Now, what is going to become of a sellout? To me, and this is pure speculation, I would assume that EA is going to sell out in compartments, if, in fact, they're going to be sold. They're going to look at a sporting division. They're going to look at a FPS division. They're going to look at selling their individual assets, such as, and what makes this even more damaging, one of the world's largest motion capture studios that can be sold in a number of different ways to a number of different companies, whether they want to use it for motion capture or not. Simply the technology that that building harnesses would mean a lot to another gaming company, to a film production company. So there's so many things that go into what they own that I don't think you're just going to see another company, another gaming company just step in and take over. And the reality is, once that happens, we're probably going to see a dependency on the independent football games, or, and what I would hope the best case scenario for us is, a dilution of the NFL exclusivity agreement, and then allowing companies to come back in at a certain price point and purchase the likenesses of players through the NFLPA or the likeness of teams through the NFL itself. That, to me, is where we'll finally start to see some headway in getting better titles in the marketplace, because what EA has put out, regardless of what they've said, is simply not living up to the expectations NFL fans have for the products that bear the NFL name and gamers have for a simulation football product. So it is going to be interesting times. I believe that where there's smoke, there's fire to a degree, and all these conversations coming out merit something. I do feel like it's no surprise that EA has struggled with a lot of games and continues to struggle, but even so, during those struggles, promotes the agreements they have, like the agreement with the NFL, like the agreement with NCAA, although we've never seen anything from a college football game. I think they do things to spark interest in their products, like the agreement with Snoop Dogg and DJ Khaled and all these other characters, but don't see a definitive return and have to go back out and reevaluate them. That's why we see almost no promotion for Superstar KO or The Yard this year, because they failed to capture fans' attention and become meaningful games within the Madden sphere. And ultimately, the only thing they've been able to truly depend on is the revenue from microtransactions of Madden Ultimate Team, which is dwindling slowly as well. Love to know your thoughts on it, though. Appreciate you watching this video, and you know I will be back in the week with more commentary.